Hey, what's up, guys? Nate the Stampede here with the review for Far Cry 4 on the PS4 for the Lucky Ladybug. Uh, I knew nothing about this series going into it, and when I found out I was doing a review, I made sure I didn't look the game up or visit the Wikipedia on it, and I was pleasantly surprised to begin with. In short, this game is kind of an open world first-person shooter. It's limited in its open worldness and then again limited in its first person shootingness. It reminds me kind of like a Skyrim without dragons, but with guns. Some of the open world aspects of it can be semi-limited. I think this game makes excellent use of the of the PlayStation 4 controllers attributes, especially being able to quickly change weapons without having to get into your hit your L1 bumper to pull up the menu. So you can switch to your grenades or handguns all with ease. Where I am now, this is a safe house. There's several safe houses built throughout the map, and they can all be viewed here. So if you notice when I zoom out, basically only portions of this map are available. I've went ahead and purchased some of the location map upgrades through the store. So this shows me where some additional things are, but a lot of them are going to be marked as unknown until I actually get there and unlock that portion of the map. Now these red little bell towers, by getting to these bell towers and essentially overthrowing the powers that are broadcasting the rebel signal, it's going to unlock bigger portions of this map. Right now I've got about 4 or 5 different places that have safe houses that I can fast travel to, which is a nice thing to be able to do. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and we're going to fast travel out this way, and we're going to head to this closest bell tower. So in short, the game starts out, you're basically a Indian American, not Native American, and you are traveling to a fictitious country to spread your mother's ashes. Upon arrival, you're in a bus. The bus gets stopped by a military force. A helicopter shows up. All hell breaks out, and come to find out, you are actually possibly even the son to the tyrant king that's running this kingdom. But your father and mother led the rebellion against them, so you're kind of thrown in the middle of this battle. What we're looking at here is going to be our basically our store, if you will. There's going to be a couple places you can go trade, and inside every safe house there's a place you can trade. One thing I'm not crazy about in this game, this is your weapon loadout screen as well. So what you choose here is kind of what you're going out into the wilderness with. And there's plenty of weapons. Some of them have customizations. I prefer to keep this AK basically in my holster. My holster can hold 3 weapons. So I keep the AK-47, the SVD sniper rifle, and my personal favorite, the 6.9P or 6P9 9mm. It's a Russian sidearm, and it's got an extended mag and a silencer on it. The night sights are also nice to have on this weapon, but it makes it a breeze. So let's get outside, because that's where everything great happens. And this world is absolutely beautiful.
Those men with the hoods, they are not
It feels
like the rest
open
of the army.
worldish to a degree, but
It isn't
even by
good.
simply
We can't
talking
keep
to
eating
this
it. It's
guy,
not nourishing.
here we go.
It's made us all sick.
I'm not
We
going to
need
accept
help.
that, because once you get into these missions, there's no declining them. You know, in a game like Skyrim, you can kind of go around and talk to a couple different people, and if it's something you don't want to do, you can kind of opt out of it. This game, at least the first third of it, I think I'm halfway through the second act, it really thrusts you into doing what it wants you to do. Now you can just go all out war and raid with an AK-47, or you can simply stay back and try to snipe. Me personally, I like to sneak in here with this little sidearm and make these guys secretly pay. So on a given bell tower, you can interact with anywhere from 5 to 15 different enemies, depending on if they get the alarm sounded or not. And here we go. And we've got a karma event that just showed up, and I've also got some monkeys that I want to kill. This is not going to count as a clean kill, and what that means is when I go to skin this animal, I'm only going to get about half of what I normally would get if I was able to kill that with a blade or a bow and arrow. The bow and arrow is absolutely fun to play with, but it does take up a weapon slot. So here we are now.
Sometimes I
I'm going to
stare
switch
for
to
a
my
long time
camera.
into the
So I switch into
bonfires,
the camera.
and I
It's
can
going to tell
almost
you who
see
your
the
primary
people.
target is, which we've got them right there. We're going to get out of this camera, and we're going to try to drop this guy.
You are going to die! Alex Ramirez! Through the veins!
Now the healing process takes a few minutes. You see I'm trying to bandage myself off. Right now we've got some groups that are carrying these people. And I'm just going to heal myself and never mind. Animals are smart. So once you start dropping those automatics into them, they're going to kind of take off and get out of your way. Currently, I've got 4 health bars unlocked, so every time I go through this healing process, I'm going to get another one that goes up. Now our karma event is complete, so that gives us more credit. There's so much stuff to do, and to me, it's a game that's going to probably be in my catalog on and off for a year or so. I'm not a big single-player game. I play a lot of stuff online, and speaking of which, the multiplayer on here seems crisp, and it could have an advantage, but there's really nobody playing it, and it's not as well as many of our games that we're accustomed to playing. These guys are probably pretty hot and heavy here. Usually by dropping no matter what's kind of happening in the world, we're always looking for the rest. And there we go. Trying to make it to a bell tower without a vehicle to show you guys the world, get into a karma event, and then run into a wild pack of wolves. The vehicles also on this game give you a quick way to kind of navigate and get to where you're going. And we're going to see if we can snag a vehicle here once we respawn. The frustrating thing on a lot of these, and maybe it's just because I don't play a lot of single-player games, but you know, you could spend 20 minutes into a level meeting people, gathering plants, and the moment you die, you kind of lose everything, and you have to kind of restart from that checkpoint, kind of like playing a old platformer game, which to me can be a little bit annoying. So I want to look at my map here. I want to try to zoom in, and I don't have anything unlocked here, so it's very difficult for me to find where vehicles possibly could be. There's a couple loot chests close to me. So what we're going to do, we're going to fast travel somewhere where I know I've got a vehicle that's going to be kind of neat, and give you guys a good example of how a lot of times you can travel throughout this world. I was really disappointed in the lack of people, I guess, playing the multiplayer. There are some co-op advantages to it to a degree. If you jump on and play co-op, and you come in and join my party, you can help me do stuff like unlock the bell towers, and you're going to get XP credit. You're going to get credit for all the loot you find. What you're not going to get is that progress saved over into your gameplay. So when you go into your single-player mode, those bell towers are still going to be locked. And again, not everything in the campaign is co-op. So it seems like it's a little limited there. Maybe if you could share that progress on 2 profiles, or maybe if you could simply just be able to complete the entire campaign with a couple buddies, that might make it a little bit more entertaining, but it almost becomes frustrating because as soon as you get a couple bell towers unlocked, you know, then that guy wants to go over to his campaign and help him unlock those same bell towers. So it makes for some fun social events, but overall it can be rather boring. I've changed my vehicle controls on this game because it's a little frustrating. Trying to use that analog stick to drive. Right now I've got it set with my R2 being my gas. The nice thing is here on the main road, you click and hold in L3 and it's going to take you into an auto drive mode and kind of take you along that main road towards your waypoint that you have set through your map. And this is a massive game, so vehicles are very important. This is one of the first things I did in the game. As soon as I saw this amazing hang glider, I had to give it a shot. So you just have to hook on and you jump off. You can see just the size and the scale of this and how beautiful it is. But again, it feels a bit restricted and somewhat linear. And again, maybe it's because I'm used to kind of playing more of a true open world game. And being halfway through the second act, maybe they're still trying to get their agenda pushed across to me. So we see there this truck. I can take this truck out and get some credit for stopping the enemy supply chains. A little difficult to do on a hang glider. And there goes another car passing through. So we use that about to cover a pretty decent span. Trying to show you on the map where we just went from. This is where we launched from. We were able to take off. Now you see all the animals here. There's different types of animal hides you have to collect. So hunting is part of this game, and you'll need it to upgrade stuff as you go along. One of the first things you want to do is extend the size of your loot bag. If not, you become extremely restricted extremely quickly. So here's another cargo event. I'm going to zoom in with my camera, kind of find out what we're dealing with. Looks like we've got just a couple bad guys here, so we're going to go ahead and drop a few of those. Now you can hold down L3 like most games.
He's up there!
I felt this was not a good game.
What are you? Get up! Get up in your head!
It's going to drop you every time. And just like that. Now I've also got this set on a target mode, so there's very, very little room for error. I guess on the default setting, it probably would have been the best way to go. And a lot of times when I'm doing these reviews, I want to jump on the easy mode just to see how quickly I can unlock things and get a good grasp of this game. But I had a tad bit more time with this game than a lot of them. So we're playing on the hardest skill level, which again presents a great challenge. But this is a game I feel is going to be in my catalog for a few years. Now you're semi-restricted on what you can do as far as actually inflicting damage on these civilians. Now, in the middle of a firefight, you most certainly can kind of make that move, and you'll get a warning that you killed a civilian, and it's not wise to do that. I'm really not sure what the penalty will be if you keep killing them. It probably would affect your karma rating, I would assume. But overall, a pretty solid gameplay. Like I said, a little more linear than I personally prefer, but definitely it has a ton of replayability. And it looks like something that once we finish kind of that main quest, here we are in auto drive mode, so it's just going to kind of take me to the next little area. That's beautiful auto drive. There are some disadvantages to auto driving, as you saw there, wrecking your vehicle. Also, if you need to take a route that's not on the main road, it will literally just kind of keep circling around and pausing until you manually take over. Those are the rebels that just drove by us there. So there's a whole political landscape going on, and the leader of this country is a little on the flamboyant side in every aspect of the word, and seems to be a actual psychopath. There's a lot of looting to go on. One thing that's a little strange, it's all obvious, so you're not going to miss a lot of it. I'm trying to remember which profile I have this logged on, but you see all these diamonds, those are going to be loot chests, so there's very little chance you're actually going to miss loot, which kind of takes away from the game, I guess, in my opinion. I like to kind of be able to search and find, but I know there's really no reason for me to be over here outside of finding those two loot chests. There's going to be nothing hidden, nothing that's going to be to give any explorers or Easter egg hunters that I've seen so far any advantage or any enjoyment from that game aspect. Overall, though, I'd have to give the game somewhere around a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10. I think the replayability will be extremely strong, but again, I feel we're going to be kind of limited on where you can go, and you got this massive, gigantic world that they make you go to certain aspects of. But overall, I'm satisfied with it. One of the biggest advantages, I think, is how they take advantage of the PlayStation controller. As you can see right here, I've got a nice glowing green light. As I take damage, that's going to change to an orange to a bright red. So playing at night in a dark room, you can kind of easily see your health progress just by the ambient light kind of glowing around. Now that we're outside of the village, though, here we go. And this guy is as innocent as they get. Minus 50 on my karma right there. Now if I can get this bird, I can get some feathers. And again, the problem becomes with your loot. You're really going to be restricted on what you can carry. So right now I've just upgraded my loot bag to 60. And there's potions that you have to make by collecting all the leaves. I've got a couple white and red leaves here. I had a ton of them, but ended up having to delete a lot of my stuff. So I've got a lot of animal skin here that some of it's rare, some of it's worth a decent chunk of change. And the exchange rate on this is absolutely ridiculous. Within 30 minutes of playing, I had like $50,000, and I thought that was amazing until I realized a gun cost about $75,000. But you know, you kind of save all this stuff up. That way, when you get to a point where you can grow your loot bag again. Like now I need 3 pig skins. Previously I think I needed 3 monkey skins. My bait bag I need 3 more yak skins. So I've got all these different animal skins, but none of them are what I need. And I've already been burnt a couple times by deleting stuff out of my loot bag and then finding out after one upgrade, hey, I need that product I just deleted. Just like your loot, here's your here's one of your plants. It's going to show up on your map as well. And especially in your HUD on the bottom left hand, you can kind of see that little green glowing, so you're not going to miss any plants either. The animations can be a little drawn out. Switching from your camera back to your primary weapon or your sidearm can be a little clumsy. And also the animation of skinning the animals, which was a little neat at first, just kind of got redundant and kind of gross, to be honest with you. It's something you don't want to have to see and deal with every time you play. But overall, I think it's a game that a lot of people are going to enjoy. If you're a fan of the Uncharted series, even fans of games like Skyrim or Grand Theft Auto, this might be something worth adding to your catalog. It's a game that I would have been really happy with if I would have bought it, you know, 8 months down the road for $30 or $40. $60 is, you know, just the going rate for games, but I think I'm going to be rather satisfied with just the diversity and the environment here in Far Cry 4. Appreciate your guys' time, and have a good day.